Make that final. We're going to Charlottesville, Virginia this spring. Awesome. A whole week in the wilderness of the Appalachians? This is going to be fun. Mace and Ken, two buddies that recently graduated from the BII University in Texas, decided to take a break from their busy lives and go out on an adventure, relax and have fun. That's when they got the idea of going hiking and came upon a brochure of the Greystone Inn and immediately booked a room before the peak hiking season so they could save on money. The Greystone Inn wasn't fancy or grand, but it was popular in the local area for its hiking trails through the Appalachians. When Mace and Ken got there, they were pretty hyped to see the place quite empty. No waiting on lines, no pushing through crowds, only a few other people. After checking into their small cabin room, they were informed that the guide that would escort them through the trails would arrive the following morning. The two friends were looking forward to the next day. But when morning shined and they saw a young woman walk through the doors, they were a bit surprised to discover she was the guide. They expected a senior, experienced person to guide the trail. Whoa, she looks young. She's probably no more than 18. How did she even get the job? That's your concern? You think she'll give us a personal tour around the place? Is that all you think when you see a hot girl? Like you don't? Mace and Ken soon learned that the young woman's family owned the inn and she was the daughter of the owner. Hello, I'm Cora Martin. I'll be your guide for the day. I hope you're ready for a long walk. It won't be an easy one, but I'll be there to motivate you throughout the trail. Have you chosen which trail you would like to hike? Hello there, I'm Ken. I must praise you, I've never seen such a young hiking guide before. Oh, well that's because I don't really work here. My father is the one who guides the hikers, but I was here for spring vacation, so he put me on the job. But if you want, I can call my father and request him to come. No, don't bother. I was wondering if you could show me around Charlottesville as well. I'm from Texas. I don't know about that. I'll have to check my schedule. There were two others with Mace and Ken. Cora handed out a map that outlined 4 different trails. Mace was a bit confused to see one of the trails crossed out. Why is this one crossed out? Oh, that? No one walks that trail anymore, and we don't recommend it either. Cora then leaned in and whispered, "There has been a lot of accidents and tragic events on that trail. I heard some people over the years claiming the trail is haunted. They see ghostly figures roaming around as they walk. My father would know more about it, but all I've been told to do is warn the people. He doesn't want any more accidents occurring." Haunted? Interesting. I think I'll choose this trail. Cora lowered her voice. You see, I really don't believe these supernatural things myself, but my father is really strict about this. I can allow you to, but you'll be on your own. I'll have nothing to do with this. The other guests chose the traditional hiking trail. Cora waved at Mace and Ken as she left with the others. We'll meet you on the other end. All the trails lead to the same destination. Thanks. See you soon. Mace and Ken shouted back as they walked down the quiet path. The other trails seemed to have been cut down and paved out for the convenience of the people. But this one was overgrown. There were wild bushes growing here and there, and broken tree trunks blocking the way, large boulders placed in unusual places. I think I'll land myself a date with this girl. Like she'll date a jerk like you. You can see it in her eyes, she's into me. Mace checked the map. There showed a creek up ahead. Mace and Ken followed the direction and found a running stream. They washed their hands and soaked their feet in the water. Suddenly, Mace noticed a man in the woods on the other side of the stream. Mace elbowed Ken. Hey, there are others walking this trail? Who? Ken turned his gaze to where Mace was looking. He saw a man walk into the woods out of sight. Maybe he was with us at the inn. I wasn't really paying attention to the others. Right, because the only person you could see was Cora. Mace teased as he sat on a large rock. The two friends relaxed in the refreshing breeze. when they started to hear a strange noise. It sounded like someone was scurrying in the woods, footsteps shuffling the dry leaves and twigs on the ground. Ken looked around. There wasn't anyone in sight. "Mace, do you hear that?" "Yeah, where is it coming from?" Mace and Ken couldn't spot anyone else as far as they could see. Just then, Mace was startled by a voice of a woman. "Excuse me." He turned around and flinched at the sight of a woman just an arm's length away from him. How did she get here so fast? Mace had just scanned the area seconds ago. The woman looked frightened. She anxiously stuttered. "Excuse me, mister. Please help. I've lost my way, and I've lost my husband. I've been searching for him for hours." Mace and Ken shared a glance. Could it be the same man they had seen just a while ago? "I think I saw someone head down that way. We'll take you there." Mace and Ken gestured the woman to follow them. The woman tailed them really closely. It made Mace feel a little uncomfortable. He could sense the woman breathing heavily right over his shoulder. Everyone was quiet until Ken broke the silence. "So, how did you two lose each other?" There was no reply. Mace and Ken turned around and were thundered to find the woman gone. "Where did she go? She was right behind us." Mace started to get the creeps. What was going on? Ken widened his eyes. Wasn't this what Cora was saying? "Come on, let's get out of here. Things are getting freaky." Mace shook his head. "Really, Ken?" But when he turned around, he froze. The woman was standing on the other side of the stream, staring at him with a menacing look. Ken gulped. Just the glare in the woman's eye was enough to tell that there was something wrong. Who was she, and what did she want? Mace and Ken exchanged glances, both starting to get anxious. Should they make a run for it, or should they help the woman find her husband? When Mace took a second glance across the stream, the woman was no longer there. Mace and Ken frantically scanned the area. What they saw next made them sprint for their lives. The woman was staring at them with that same wicked look, just a distance away from behind one of the trees. Mace and Ken didn't dare look back. They were sure they were experiencing something bizarre. They heedlessly ran down the path, only minutes later realizing they lost their way, and worst of all, they dropped the map by the creek. Mace held his head, sweating, fearing something horrible was to occur. Was Cora's father right about this all along? All Ken could think about was getting home. Just then, the two heard the bushes rustle behind them. They turned and saw the same man they had seen before. He looked at them for a while and then softly asked, "Are you lost?" Mace was silent. He didn't know what to say. Ken then gathered the courage and said, "Yeah, man, but I think your wife has been searching for you." "I know, but she'll never find me." The man pointed towards a direction. "You'll reach your destination if you walk straight down this path." Before Mace and Ken could ask the man anything else, he vanished into the woods. Mace and Ken didn't know what was going on. A chill ran down their spines. They walked down the path, and soon enough they spotted some signboards in the distance. Ken ran down towards the end of the path. He found Cora sitting on the bench, waving at him, followed up as Cora hurried towards them. "You guys did it!" she cheered. But seeing the pale and anxious look on their faces, Cora became worried. "What's wrong? What happened?" Ken told her what they experienced. Cora widened her eyes. "There's no way there could be someone else in that trail. You were the only people I allowed in." Cora furrowed her brows as if she was pondering on something. She said, "I can't tell my father this. I'd get into big trouble. But maybe I can take you to my elder brother." Cora took Mace and Ken to a cabin not too far from the inn. It was her family home. She introduced them to her brother and told him what happened. After a long lecture about following the rules of the inn, her brother shared a strange story of what happened years ago. You see, this area of the Appalachian Mountains has been inhabited for the longest time now. There has been a lot of history in this place. Initially, it was used as a hunting ground. Many booby traps have been discovered which were most likely set by hunters. Ordinary people aren't able to spot them, and so many have injured themselves over the years while hiking. This is why our father closed the trail for good. My sister here is young and naive. She made a big mistake allowing guests to go down that path. Something horrible could have happened. But brother, what about the ghost, the spooky things people always talk about here? This happened before my father bought this place. Many years ago. A couple had gone on a walk in the forest together one morning. But by noon, the woman stumbled onto some other people in the trail, saying she lost her way and she couldn't find her husband. When a group of locals offered help and went to search for the man, they found him lifeless. He had fallen into one of the traps and was fatally injured. But although his remains were found, his wife didn't stop searching for him. People say she was forever lost in the forests, where she died searching for her husband. Graham and Genevieve were a couple who lived in Charlottesville, Virginia. They often went hiking through the Appalachian trails and lived in a small house of their own in the local town. Things were happy between them, and Graham started to consider that it was time the two thought of starting a family. But things weren't the same for Genevieve, who had personally started to get fed up with her life with Graham. She didn't love him anymore, and the only reason she didn't was because she now loved someone else. She justified herself saying love didn't have any bounds. She couldn't help that she loved someone else. And with Graham in the picture, she couldn't be with who she wanted to be with. If she divorced Graham and settled with someone else, people would surely point fingers at her. Graham would allege her with many things. She would become the talk of the town, and what made everything worse was that Genevieve's lover wasn't prepared to get involved in something serious while she was married with Graham. That was when Genevieve plotted against her husband. She was aware that these trails through the Appalachians were once walked by hunters. Although most booby traps had been removed, no one would be surprised to find more. So Genevieve set up her own, and intentionally set off on their daily walking trail, so her husband would have the ill fate of falling into one, and she would, coincidentally, be lost. How could she help him? "Excuse me, mister, please help. I've lost my way, and I've lost my husband. I've been searching for him for hours." The local people immediately prepared to help the woman and set out in different directions. Genevieve went her own way to search herself. The people soon found Graham lifeless in a trap, but where had Genevieve gone? Genevieve never returned. She was lost in the dense forest, forever searching for her husband, forever searching for an escape from her guilt. Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.